Oh my god, this article really wanted to make me burst in a rant, but it's very difficult because my girlfriend is at home, so if I start screaming and shouting, she's going to think that the Russians are invading. Holy crap, I can't believe we're entertaining this in 2021. Like, is this bizarro world? Is this still a thing? You do realize that corporations hire actual professionals, you know, like people who did something with their life, people who wanted to contribute to society in a positive way and went to marketing school. I mean, they could have done better, okay, like there's better contributions, but still it's a way above the journalist on the ladder of usefulness for society. Because at least they're the ones that are getting the stuff sold so that companies can pay the people that are working there. The fuck does a journalist do? No, seriously, like, what does it do? Especially if it's a video game journalist. Heaven forbid, like, honestly, like, think about your life, man. No, seriously, it's kind of funny that journalists, like, because of social media, they think they have prestige. Probably because they get a blue check mark. It's like a little star on their chest. It's like, oh, you're a contribution for society. They used to be called vultures back in the day. Okay, it's got nothing to do with Trump, and it's like, oh, the enemy of the people. No, like in Romania, right? Like before Trump even appeared on Romanian television, people despised journalists. The reason they were called vultures is because you can have a fire, or you can have you know, a car crash, and everyone is there trying to help, like put out the fire or save the victim. Do you know why the fuck the journalist is there? It's like, can we get a better shot on it? Can we get a better angle so we can put it on the 5 o'clock news? Like, let's watch this old lady getting run by a car in slow motion right after the commercial break. John, you know, it used to be that behind every tragedy there used to be a journalist with a camera smiling. Now that sometimes they're the ones causing the tragedy, like the tragedy that's befallen upon the video gaming industry. It's absolutely horrible, right? And it's people like this guy. Now, I know what you're saying. You're like, okay, well, V, this guy isn't to blame. Like, he just gave a space to this lady. It's like, I don't know who the frack this lady is. Honestly, I don't care. It's like, why is she here? And why is she spewing falsehoods? I mean, you know, it's fine. I'm not the type of person that says just because a person is spreading falsehoods, they shouldn't be able to have a platform or speak. Like, by all means, you know. Just like, why are they getting unchallenged? Why is no one questioning them? Why does I, at 9:30 p.m., have to do the debunking? Where is the fact checkers on this shit? Because here's the thing, right? She talks about how there's more women that are playing video games now. So now the entire industry has to change. And I'm sitting here like a dumb idiot. I'm wondering, like, how is this person using her brain? Like, how is she thinking? Like, okay, if more women have joined, doesn't that mean that the industry is doing something right, so it shouldn't change? Like, it should maintain the course? Isn't that logical? Like, nothing needs to be changed, love, poopsikins. Like, apparently more are joining, so everything is fine. What are you complaining about? But even like the idea that is somehow a net benefit for humanity that more women are playing video games. Like, who the fuck cares? It's like telling me, oh, you know what? We need to get more women to play cricket. It's like, why? It's an entertainment. It's a hobby. It's not something that is essential. Okay, like, if you were to tell me that more women should get out of poverty, I'll be with you there, and I'll be like, yeah, absolutely, they should. But it's like, okay, who the fuck cares, like, who plays video games and what genitalia they have? Although, sorry, my bad, you know, like, thinking that women and genitalia have something to do with each other. No, absolutely not. What is a woman again? Oh yeah, it's someone who identifies as a woman. Yeah, but like, what is a woman? So a 5-year-old girl can identify as a woman? I don't fucking, you know, I don't even care. It's like, fuck me. It's too late at night for me to question these things. But like the important aspect, okay, like what I want to point out from this is that let's assume that you actually want more women to join, and for some reason you're not happy with the way things are, even though the way things are getting women to join, as you pointed out. The next problem that I see is in the title, that if you do not market to women, you're going to alienate half of the players. So listen here, Einstein, let's do some fucking math, okay? Like, let's assume that the bizarro world that you are drawing exists, and the video game industry, all of it, okay? We're not separating on genres, all of it has 50% men and 50% women, okay? Like, are you following me? I know math is complicated for progressives, but like, come on, let's do this together. So, If we market towards men, we ostracize the women, okay? So you're losing 50% of the people that could buy the product. Because obviously what a man likes, a woman can't like. Like if you market to the men, like you're ostracizing the women. It can't be that certain games just can be enjoyed by both genders. No. It's like you need to pick and choose. Perfect. Okay. But if I market towards the women, genius, wouldn't that mean that I'm ostracizing the men? And if it's 50-50 like you fucking said, does it really matter at that point? Holy fuck, like how do these people remember to breathe, man? How do they remember to inhale and exhale? Like it must be excruciating for them. It must be a daily effort. Maybe this is why they say things so stupid, because their brain is occupied with breathing. Oh my god. So okay, fine. Like let's go with this. Okay, let's go with this, that there's 50% better women. And then like they start spewing absolute misinformation. Like CNN needs to hire this person because they managed to spew so much misinformation that I doubt all the fact checkers in the world can keep up. It's a really backwards way of thinking. When you market your game to men, you're ultimately ostracizing 50% of your player base. Okay, so you need to market to women to ostracize 50% of your player base. Fucking... There's a misconception that women just play cutesy games like Stardew Valley, The Sims, Animal Crossing. That just needs to go away. The player base has changed. So from my personal experience, these are not cutesy games. They're games without violence. Does this person understand that there can be human beings out there who aren't attracted to violence? I mean, my mother would freak out if I show her Doom. And that's okay. Like, she doesn't have to like Doom. She doesn't have to like games with blood, guts, and gore. Is it fine? Is it acceptable? Like, do I need to take my mother to an indoctrination camp where they're going to somehow, like, progressively check her thinking and her biases against violence so she can now purchase games like Assassin's Creed? But you know what, fine, let's look at an actual freaking study, okay? Like, let's look at the science. Now, I don't need a doctor in a lab coat in order to tell me reality. Like, I can simply just log into a game and I can talk to the people because there's a chat function, believe it or not. And you can easily figure out which games have women and which ones don't. Like, for example, fighting games. Man, like, I think I've played Street Fighter for 5 months until I found a woman. Okay, so given that, I would say that fighting games is very unlikely to have women playing. On the other hand, Overwatch and League of Legends, that has a lot of estrogen in it. Again, not okay, because there are women without estrogen. All right, fine, whatever. You know what I mean. Okay, but you get, like, more women in those games. So like, I can figure it out. It's just like, if you're a real gamer and you play a lot of games, you just notice that these games happen to have more women. And then, you know, like, you have a thing that progressives don't, which is called friends. Like, other guys, and you talk with them, and you're like, do any of you play Farmville? And they will say, no, heaven forbid, that is an LGBT game. It's like, okay, fine. You know, it's like, but someone needs to be playing it because it's very popular, right? And here you have it. It's like, okay, why is it that if stereotyping is wrong, I am always so fucking right? You get family and farm simulators, 69% of them are being played by women. Match free, I don't even know what the fuck this is, but okay. Casual puzzle, atmospheric exploration. In other words, exactly what I'm saying. It's not cutesy games, okay? Like, there's a lot of city builders or survival roguelikes or MOBAs that are cutesy in nature. But that's not the point. Like, the reason women play these games is because they don't have violence. How do I know? I ask women. It's very fucking simple. Like, you literally ask them. Just like, why don't you like Assassin's Creed? It's violent. They will tell you. So, you know, you get then to interactive drama, MMOs, Japanese RPGs, Western RPGs, and all the way freaking down, you get like sports, tactical shooters, racing. I don't even like racing either, by the way. First-person shooter, grand strategy. You know, so like, I mean, this is the science, okay? Like, the experts, the consensus, they have spoke. What the fuck is this lady talking about? And, like, apparently she wants the new Assassin's Creed, I guess, to only have women in it, and to have, like, the Assassin's Creed sisterhood. You know, like, fine, I don't care. Like, I personally, by the way, like, I do prefer a game where I stare at a nice piece of female ass rather than to stare at a piece of male ass. You know, like Tomb Raider, the first one. I personally loved it. I generally think that, I know this is just, again, just mind-boggling for progressives, but men like women. I know, it's astonishing. Oh, Dios mío, men liking women, right? So, just like I seen women watching Thor the movie, loving the fact that the actor is a guy and he looks good, and that was like a selling point for that movie, so too men like seeing a nice rock. I mean, look at the degeneracy being caused by the new Resident Evil with that tall lady. Holy shit. You know, like everyone wants her to step on them. It's like, you do realize that by the middle of the game, she's going to turn into a amorphous blob that's going to try to eat you. Please tell me that people aren't into that either. Okay, but like, what I'm trying to come up with here is that men prefer playing games with women. And you can tell this because when you look at a MMORPG, right? A lot of people create female characters despite the fact that they're a guy. It doesn't really matter. But like, she actually thinks that if you have a female character in Assassin's Creed, more girls are going to play it. Now, she doesn't present any study, any research. She doesn't have to. It's like, oh, I mean, if it sounds right, then surely it must be so. Absolutely. In the meantime, let's not talk about loot boxes. Let's not talk about broken games on release. Let's not talk about, you know, the issues that actually affect the entire player base. But if you talk about this, it hurts the company's bottom line. All right, so if you talk about representation, it doesn't hurt the company's bottom line, which is why we're talking about this crap. You know, which is why they separate the gaming community into men and women to begin with. Because now it's like different factions with different interests. Bull fucking shit. I haven't heard a woman complaining about Assassin's Creed because from my personal experience, they don't even play that game. I'm even surprised that people even play it. Like, I don't fucking play it. I just, like, why? You know, there was only one thing that I wanted from the game. It was the game to take place in Japan. And they, like, just flat out refused. Until Ghost of Tsushima came out. And by the way, that's an amazing fucking game. So, you know, you can have Assassin's Creed, alright? Like, just beat the dead horse, rape its corpse. I don't fucking care. There is Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima, that is some good shit. And if I get really angry, I'll also have Nioh. Nioh first and Nioh second. That's good game. So you can have your Assassin's Creed, do whatever you want with it. I don't fucking care. Like, have the sorority in it, have the LGBT convention in it. You know, like, just have some children and elderly in wheelchairs, like, playing an Assassin's Creed. Yes, the new assassin should be a guy in a wheelchair. That's exactly what I would expect from it at this point. Because clearly the story has stopped being interesting. The gameplay is meh. And the game is just like recycled garbage at this point. So, yeah, well, whatever. Hey, let me know what you think and I'll see you guys in the next video.